Did you know how special our brain is as an organ? Accounting for only about 2.5% of our body weight, the brain actually consumes about 20% of the oxygen our body uses. It is said that about 94% of the oxygen used in the brain is consumed by the gray matter. The gray matter, which makes up about 60% of our brain, is the core area responsible for high-level thinking and information processing. On the other hand, the white matter, which accounts for 40% of the brain's mass, uses only 6%. This means that when we are in a stressful situation, the brain requires much more oxygen. Conversely, the more relaxed and peaceful the state, the less oxygen is used. Meditation is a special state that goes beyond inner peace and stillness, leading our body's physiological state to deep relaxation while keeping consciousness clear. In this state, amazing changes occur in our body. Meditation reduces stress hormones and increases happiness hormones, restoring physical balance. According to research, meditation reduces blood lactate and cortisol, a stress hormone. Cortisol is known as the primary culprit behind chronic stress. On the other hand, it increases the secretion of melatonin and serotonin, which are called happiness and well-being hormones. This serves as a scientific basis for the peace and satisfaction we feel after meditation. Meditation also makes blood circulation in the brain remarkably smooth. How? It is because it optimizes the balance of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitric oxide levels. Meditation promotes the production of nitric oxide, which expands cerebral blood vessels and improves blood circulation. In particular, carbon dioxide and nitric oxide help expand the brain's blood vessels to ensure that an appropriate level of oxygen is supplied to the brain. Nitric oxide even expands blood vessels going to the lungs, facilitating circulation for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Meditation helps expand the brain's blood vessels by promoting the natural production of nitric oxide in our body. As a result, blood circulation in the brain increases, allowing the oxygen in the blood to be utilized more effectively. Surprisingly, this naturally reduces overall oxygen consumption. This is one of the most interesting paradoxes of meditation. During meditation, the brain reaches a state of optimal relaxation, where it becomes more active while using less oxygen. Generally, we think that if oxygen supply decreases, brain activity will decline. However, according to research, 10 to 20% less oxygen is used during meditation than usual. This state is reported to lead to a deep relaxation state that is even more effective than sleeping at night. What is even more surprising is that while less oxygen is supplied to the brain activity actually begins to increase. When less oxygen is supplied, cerebral blood vessels naturally expand so that more blood can flow into the brain. This results in increased brain efficiency along with a profound sense of relaxation. In other words, a situation where less oxygen is supplied to the brain is a state more suitable for meditation. Then, how can we make the brain into this state suitable for meditation? The food we eat plays an important role here. A plant-based diet can make the brain more suitable for meditation. Interestingly, meat is highly acidic, making the blood acidic immediately. To resolve this acidity, our body takes in less acidic carbon dioxide from the lungs and takes in more oxygen. Then there becomes more oxygen and less carbon dioxide in the blood going to the brain. Conversely, fresh vegetables lower the acidity of the blood. To maintain the pH balance of the blood, the lungs take in more acidic carbon dioxide and less oxygen. As a result, there is less oxygen in the blood going to the brain, which means the brain becomes a state more suitable for meditation. This is also the reason why ancient practitioners preferred high-altitude areas like the Himalayas, where oxygen is scarce, for meditation practice. They intuitively knew that an environment with low oxygen concentration helps with meditation. The relationship between meditation and oxygen is much deeper and more complex than we think. Meditation goes beyond simply calming the mind. It changes the physiological environment of our brain to create an optimal state, which in turn has a positive impact on our entire lives. Isn't it truly amazing that even the diet we choose can affect meditation? Starting today, give your brain the gift of peace and efficiency through meditation for at least a few minutes, and deepen your meditation experience through a healthy, plant-based diet.